So excited to see you again. First, I have a hilarious story that you led into. I came from Oklahoma City. When I bought my Abraham ticket, I feel like I get signs from license plates sometimes. And
it's timing.
All the time.
For sure.
So I'm driving to work, and the license plate in front of me said, "Yeehaw."
And there it is.
And there it is. And so I'm sitting in my seat, and you're talking about how all these things happen and how Esther had so much fun. And I'm having so much fun in my seat. No one even here knows about the license plate that says "Yeehaw." But I knew they would, obviously. So I'm here.
Well, we got what we wanted from you. You can go now.
Well, what I would want from you is, I feel great. Everything's wonderful. I have been lately watching kind of near-death experiences and a little obsessed with the feeling of all of that resistance leaving when someone crosses over and comes back. And I would love to know what that feeling feels like. If you could talk about that feeling of the resistance leaving prior to croaking would be preferable. But I'm just, every time I hear about the love of Source, I can't explain the eagerness for that or the desire for that.
We're going to explain this and you're going to get it. But the reason that we can't give you exactly what you're looking for in terms of understanding that feeling of relief is this. You're going to like this. We were talking earlier about beliefs and how you can't just change a belief all at once. And so your vibrations, as you deliberately think and deliberately therefore accomplish a vibration, it's a gradual thing that is gradual enough that you don't get that enormous feeling of relief. It's like moving up the emotional scale from fear and despair into anger and revenge, into frustration, into a feeling of satisfaction, and then more, all the way to love and appreciation. But it's a graduation, much more than even the emotional words that we're describing. And so it's like getting into a tub of water that's cold, and after a while you adjust to it so you don't notice it so much, or getting into a tub that's too hot, and after a little bit you adjust to it. It's a sort of gradual thing. The reason that the death experience for most people is so extraordinarily sensational in an awesomeness that we can't describe to you is that they've been ornery, disconnected, and then they make their transition where they go straight to pure positive energy, and the feeling of release and relief of all of that resistance in one fell swoop is something that happens for people only at the death experience in that way. Now, it's possible it's possible, it's not likely, but it's possible that you could have something that's bothered you and 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 bothered and bothered and bothered and bothered, and you could get distracted by something and you could feel a sort of euphoria as you change the subject, because that's what we're talking about. But law of attraction will not let you move from one vibrational frequency to another that quickly, only in the death experience. That makes sense to you? So you're just going to have to get used to gradually getting happier.
It has been amazing. And it's like you said, I do almost feel crazy, because when contrast happens, I never really got when I used to listen to you when you say you'll learn the value in the contrast. And I really feel that today. When contrast happens, it's no big deal.
Oh, it's choices. It's more clarity. It's more definition. It's more detail. It's like you learn to be an artist and they only give you two colors, black and white. And then as you get better and better, you introduce more colors to your palette, and then you learn to blend them until there's no ending to what you can do. And the contrast is what gives you more colors on your palette. It's what gives you more things to think about. Life causes you to continue to ask for more. It just does. It must. And when you ask for more than you can let in, you have momentarily feelings of discord when you're really asking for more than you're letting in. But then as you know the process and you know the laws, you reach the place that's never really a big discomfort. In fact, it's when things that felt like trauma and challenges start turning to opportunities and adventure, because you know that there isn't anything that you are not capable of accomplishing. And now in your eagerness, you're just really excited to watch how the universe is going to whip this one into shape on your behalf.
I love it. Thank you so much for what you do.
Yeah,
I really don't mean anything.
really good. I am the creator of my own reality. I am a vibrational extension of a larger vibration. The frequencies of my being are constantly intertwined. The frequency of that inner being part of me resides in the fullest of non-physical energies. And the physical, visceral translation of that is love and joy and appreciation, and I know it when I feel it. I stand in my physical body in some relationship to that all day, every day, and on some subjects I get there easily, and on some subjects I don't. But I now know what my quest is. My intention is to find the frequency of who I really am and practice it until it comes so easily that then I can move about this world as I have intended to, with all of the existence of all of those other discs, no longer in fear that I might end up on one of them, but in eagerness that I might end up on one of them. Because every time I do, I launch another rocket of desire, and the universe expands, and I do too. So I'm no longer holding myself to the standard of only pure positive energy. I embrace all of it, and I accept the step 1, step 2, step 3-ness of all of it. I'm hanging around more and more up there, and I'm feeling so good, because now I'm on this faster path of getting to see the realization, the manifestation, the actualization, the materialization of things that I've been wanting. And oh, it is so sweet to see those things come into being. I love seeing it for myself, and I love seeing it for those who I love. But I'm no longer going to hold myself to standards that feel unreachable. I'm going to practice what has felt unreachable until I own it and make it then always feel not just possible, but certain. I know that I am the creator of my own reality. I know that I live in a vibrational universe. I know that everyone else does too. I know that we are all well-meaning, that we've all come with great purpose. I know that the source within me knows everything that I meant when I decided to come. I also know that the source within me knows what I've added to that, and I can feel the expansion of my beingness more at some times than others. It is my dominant intent today that no matter where I go or who I'm with or what I'm doing, it is my dominant intent to reach for that high-flying disc, just to practice it for another 17 seconds. Because in the process of doing that, I will establish a pattern of vibration that makes it easier and easier and easier and easier for me to do that. So I have more of those good feelings more of the time. But the most significant reason for my reaching for that resonance is because I am now understanding that I am now and have always been an extension of source energy. And it is my powerful intention to provide an avenue, a vortex, an open door for that which is source to flow through me, to me, and through me into this world. Because when I hold someone as my object of attention and I'm tuned in like that, they benefit. When I look at a global experience or initiative from that vantage point, I add value to that. When I love from my alignment with love, my love is of enormous value, not just to the object of my love, but to me as I love it, you see. I like the oneness with this pure positive energy. But I'm not going to hold myself to an impossible standard of always being there. because I now understand more than ever before that if I did not allow myself the diversity of sometimes slipping from that alignment, I would not know that alignment when I have recovered it. If I don't know what I don't want, I don't know what I do want. And I'm a focuser of the energy. I never intended to just get there and stay there. That's what Source is doing as they do the step 2 part of the process. I love being in my human body. I love all the physicalness of it. I love the vibrational nature of it. I love the power of my mind, and I love my ability to focus. But most of all, I love knowing what I now know about my ability to focus in conjunction with my awareness of the way I feel. Because that's the way I mold the clay of this time-space reality. That's the way I be who I was born to be. And that's the way I uplift others to help them to remember who they are.